Hi, thanks for joining me. Time to take a look at astrology for today, Sunday the 5th of January 2020, and the week ahead. We'll look right through until next Saturday the 11th and see what's going to happen. So we're kicking off now. The moon is about 70% full. She's coming up to full. It's actually going to be the full moon on Friday. She is in Taurus at the moment, and she stays in Taurus, well, really only until Tuesday, actually, when we get the Gemini moon coming in. But anyway, that full moon, 10th of January, now that's going to be 11:21 a.m. Pacific, 2:21 p.m. On the east side of the States and Canada. That's it. I'll remember what I'm talking about in a minute. Here in UK, 7:21 p.m. on the 10th of January. Now that full moon is in Cancer, and it's a penumbral lunar eclipse, which means we might not be able to see it terribly clearly. We might really have a job to detect it, but the moon is going to look darker in the sky than usual. So if you can remember exactly how bright she looked last time, that's going to give you something to work from. But things change, you know. It's going to be quite a lot of changes. I keep meaning to do another video about that. In fact, I'm going to do it. It's on my list of things to do today. So anyway, at the moment, though, we still have that Taurus moon, and she stays in Taurus. And, well, there's a longish void, of course, from 4:08 a.m. Pacific tomorrow, Monday the 6th, 7:08 a.m. Eastern. So 5 hours after that here in UK, that's got to be 8 minutes past midday. I've finally worked it out. And she enters Gemini, no, well, yeah, much later on Tuesday. It's quite a long void, of course. During that void of course period, we just don't want to do anything to attract any new action, basically. We want to keep it real, as we always do, and just be doing the stuff that is already real without trying to bring new things into being. Then we get that Gemini moon. That's 6:11 p.m. Pacific, 9:11 p.m. Eastern, so actually 2:11 a.m. here on Tuesday the 7th in UK. The Gemini moon comes in, the influence changes. By the way, tarot for the sign of Gemini coming up today. I actually recorded it last night. It seems to have uploaded in HD. I can't believe it. It doesn't usually work from my house, but it did, so that's coming up. Okay, so then Wednesday the 8th, we get a void, of course, again, and that really is a longish void, of course. It's quite a bit longer than the last one. 2:16 p.m. Pacific, 5:16 p.m. Eastern, and so 10:16 p.m. here in UK on Wednesday the 8th. A void moon, and she stays void until 12:43 a.m., 1:45-ish in the morning Pacific, 3:45-ish in the morning Eastern, so 8:45-ish in the morning here in UK. I'll probably already have done the daily forecast by the time she enters Cancer. And things do change under the Cancer. Well, they change with all the alignments, of course, but under the Cancer moon there's compassion, and it's passionate compassion, you know. Cancerians do get quite passionate about the compassion they want to show to the world, and can be a little bit critical if we don't go along with their efforts to help us. But, you know, it's kind of always good to be helped if you can be. But at the same time, it's good to be yourself. It's important to be yourself. So do hang on to that during that Cancer moon. And that stays the case right through until we get a void, of course, 3:58 p.m., 2 minutes to 4 in the afternoon Pacific, 2 minutes to 7 in the evening Eastern. And here in UK, that's just going to be 2 minutes to midnight, actually. Very, very close to Saturday. On Saturday, the moon enters Leo, and then it's all out there. It's all happening, because we'll have gone through that Cancer lunar eclipse as well. That is going to be in 20 degrees Cancer, 0 minutes. That's exactly 20 degrees of Cancer on the Friday. On the Saturday, 4:16 a.m. Pacific, 7:16 a.m. Eastern, and so that is midday 16 minutes past midday next Saturday, the 11th of January 2020. We get the Leo moon. Then we come to Sunday, but I'll be here again on Sunday. Let's have a rundown of what's going on today. We've still got the moon in Taurus, and that's going on, as I say, until the void, of course, on Monday, and actually entering Gemini late Monday, early Tuesday here in UK. It's a patient time, you know. It's a time when it's easier to find patience in other people, generally speaking. it's worth being patient. It's a time sort of waiting to see what the outcome of things is going to be rather than push it to completion. It can also be a great time for getting a total rest as well. So, you know, you've really got to decide which way you want to go with that. The moon, as I think I said, but I'll say it again, she's about 70% full at the moment. Really a lot of lunar energy behind things as we go through this week, because it is the top of the waxing cycle is coming up this week. It's all happening in that direction. Today, Sunday the 5th, the Sun is sextile Neptune as it was yesterday. So very similar conditions in terms of the Sun, in terms of rulership, ruling people, leadership, that kind of thing. Creative leadership is important, and that, as I was saying yesterday, and as I always say, includes leadership of your own life, and we all do that, no matter who else we might think is in charge. We are the ones who set the goals and set the direction for our own life. So it's a time for vision questing. It's a time for asking yourself where you want to be going forward. But the moon has shifted. The moon is now trine Mercury, so we get smooth flowing communications, which is a little bit different to yesterday. A great time for expressing feelings, emotions, that kind of thing. We can bring it out. It's natural. People tend to understand that we're being natural. People tend to understand that that's where it's about. It's a lovely alignment, the moon trine Mercury. People worry about Mercury, but in this case, it's a real nice alignment. Mercury itself is conjunct the Sun. We may see big announcements, that kind of thing. But that and just about everything else is more or less as it was yesterday. So I won't detain you any longer, friends. Thanks very much for watching. That's how it looks going forward in the astrology for Sunday the 5th of January. It's not December yet, thank goodness. We've still got plenty of time to manifest our way through 2020. So, and that's going to be, anyway, that's it until Saturday the 11th, and I will be back several times before then. Gemini Tarot coming up today, and all the other signs as we go through the next week. Meanwhile, thanks very much for watching. Big thumbs up, please, if you've enjoyed it. Subscribe, tap the bell to receive all notifications. Leave me a comment. Share me around the internet if you can, guys. That really helps me with the mission, and I'll see you again very soon. Peace.